spring tides today. Really gives me reason to be optimistic. It means that there's more water movement, so the tide will go out longer. It's going to come in and it's going to go further up the beach as well. That tidal movement is the biggest of the month. And we're getting little bites. Ah, can you see it? What do you think that is? Little taps, aren't they? That rod, shall we? Some of my YouTube friends out there, they take the piss out of me for loving this beautiful little flatfish. It's the smallest flatfish really, the dab, but it brings me the most joy because they taste lovely and they provide this rattle on the rod tip in January and February through to March. They taste delicious. I know it's small, but they're great. Let's see if we've got one on this line. It's not going to be big. Oh no! 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 It's not what we wanted to see. Pin whiting. And then the worst of the worst. Oh, my YouTube friends, you can take the piss for one of these. It's a five-bearded rockling. Looks like it's had a little bite taken out of it. I'm fishing slightly different on each rod. 3-hook flapper on this one, size 1/0 hooks. I've got a smaller setup on the other rod. But I'm using fluorocarbon for the hook snoods here. A little bit stiffer on the fluorocarbon. And that's it really, nice and simple. You see, it was a very misty morning. We look over towards Hastings Pier there. This is the best state of the tide. A little bit of swell in the water, but the continental rods allow me to use the lighter, I always call them the blue ones, the 125 ones. Right, let's try again. Obviously, I do not want a slug. I've got the live worms today, but on this 3-hook flapper, I'm just going to use the gutted lug. Occasionally, we tip them with sprat's tails or sand eels, bits of sand eels. Just sometimes I think it could be more attractive for the dab. No need to cast far. I'm just going to nice relaxed cast for this one. I'm really annoyed about that slug. I want a dab. They're beautiful fish, and I want one to eat as well. Dab. It is just one, but that is a dab. Looks bigger when I hold it like that, doesn't it? Great, so we know they're there. It's taking it quite deep, so I'm going to have to get that hook out. So rough to the touch. Rough to the touch. And pretty much see-through as well. You can almost see it even on this grey day. Great, I'll show you where that matches on the minimum size as well. I don't need a big fish to keep me happy. Good things come in small packages. I'm sure there's a few more. The dab. I'm just going to measure that up actually. I don't mind a bit of bling these dab either, so sometimes I'll use that. Cascade rigs with the beads on, floating beads there. But great, yeah, we've got one. Let's try and nail down a couple more. Wonder whether shorter snoods would help today. Got sort of 12-inch snoods, you can bring them down a little bit smaller. Shorter. I think what I'm going to try and do is let those bites develop. We've got 3 hooks on both of the rods, and obviously you're going to get a little rattle when one comes on. There's still 2 more spaces. I think that's the idea. Sorting these rigs out now. The only problem is with fluorocarbon, it's a little bit more tangly. This is 22 pound fluoro, so just something to consider. And these are size 4 hooks. These were on, those last 2 were on the size 4 hooks. I'm just tipping these with a little bit of the sand eel just to sort of tighten it up a bit, something like that. Just little strips really, just firms up the bait. I think it's a little attraction. You can tie those on as well. Right, let's cast him out again. So I don't mind waiting a little bit, but we don't want to leave those fish hanging on the line, taking up space, and we can get it rebaited. But it's looking good out there. It's a good little nibble, so I think we'll retrieve in our black rod and see if there's any more dab on it, shall we? Such a pretty little fish, isn't it? Lovely. As you can see, I hold it up, very clear. Thinking about it, that's the problem if you leave the fish on the line for too long. You might have undersized fish there struggling, so it's a bit of a balance. Bit more bling. Tied this wishbone rig on next. I'm going to pre-bait it. It's on a cascade once I tighten it up a bit. It's got a little bit of bling on there, and as you can see, it's actually the conditions. It's a southerly. It's pushing right onto the land, so it's very warm, calm conditions as well. It's ideal for the dab. Hopefully they'll see the beam. Hey, another dab. Lovely. Whiting on there as well, but that just touched the bottom. We just cast it in, straight in with a dab. I could have even left it a bit longer. Right, let's get this back in again. That is the advantage of having these pre-baited rigs ready to go. Put this one a little bit further out. It's got the light weight on it. Bites on both rods. Another one. It's quite fat for a dab. I would imagine that's got a bit of roe in it, a female. Whereas flounder might have orange spots. I'm very rare to see a dab with orange spots. Another one to be dispatched, and it is, of course, see-through. Just clip it on. little one. Very small, that's going back. Well, it really has been an invasion of these little flatfish. Thousands and thousands of them have been caught all the way along the coast, not just here, but also, you know, Eastbourne, Pevensey, Dungeness, and people are reporting on Facebook things like double shots up to 30, 40, and a friend of mine even had 50 fish in a session. So it is worth putting some back, but it's been pretty remarkable, all of these fish hitting the beaches. Yes, another one. It's really small, the dab, but believe it or not, that'll be close to the minimum size. We'll measure it in a sec. Something weird's happened with the way that's hooked itself. It's actually not hooked on the barb at all. So there you go, nice and small. And that came literally, I would say, 15 metres out. So I'm not casting far now. Now we're at high tide. Let's have a look. Also had a little whiting in here. Oh, we'll put them back. They don't normally last too well, the whiting. I always check them to see if there's any signs of something else bigger grabbing them, like a cod, bass or conger. Nothing on this one. So we have got the live lug today. I wonder, sometimes it's better with gutted, but I think that's to do with bait presentation for a smaller fish. Today though, they are biting everything, so just got some of these to use up. Right, a few more casts then. Let's see if we can get something a bit bigger. It's still tapping away. Well, this one is too small, the other one's a good size. Still taking these size hooks. That's a good size. I think that's the biggest one yet. Not bad for a dab. It's an ebbing tide, so I'm going to put a bit more distance on this one. After each of my sessions, even if I blank, I put them into a catch report book, and it's got things like the sea state, the moon phase, wind direction, bait we tried, bait that didn't catch, bait that did. But yeah, you can get those from Amazon. I'll leave the link underneath. It's a good idea because you just keep a record of when you've caught, and equally important when you don't catch as well, to try and figure out the reasons why. So I've got to keep reminding myself to do this, that you can get one of these from Amazon in the link below. Didn't sound too much like an advert, did it? I'd love you to buy it though. Bites on both rods. A little bit of weight on the line. Oh no, maybe not. Oh yes, yes. Yeah, there is something. It is. Oh, is that a flounder? Might be. No, two dabs. still tapping away. Gosh, run out of bait, so I just whizzed in to see Stephen Martin at Hastings Angling Centre. I've got another couple of packs of 10 of the good days when you're fishing, I think. Oh, making the most of this slightly milder weather as well. Risked it a little bit because I've left the rods on the beach, but there's no one here today. The whiting closer in, so I'm going to put this one a bit further out. Maybe there's something in that, the old whiting a bit closer in. Let's see, shall we? So we are getting knots still, but I think they might be whiting. I think that's the whiting. and that's it really. A basic 3-hook flacker, a basic 3-hook, a basic 3-hook flapper.